All right, here we go. So 08 gx470. I'm going to do an axle reboot so you can see this one's pretty much done. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this one out of the way. And Mitchell will be doing this rebuild for us.
Yes.
Okay, you got the OEM kit, right?
Yep.
All right, so first difference I like to point out is this is kind of more like a gummy silicone type of boot. And this is a hardened thermoplastic. The thermoplastic is always the outer boot. That one's got to flex more. And they run at higher, they'll tend to run at higher temperatures because it's turning and whatnot. And so it has a different grease, which comes in the kit, and a different type of boot, inner grease. Okay, now you do. You do what you do.
All right, Mario, come here.
Come on, Mario.
And I'll apply some grease.
Oh, this is the fun part.
Yes. All right, now start rolling her around a little bit. Yeah. That's it. All right, now roll around on the other side.
And so this was the Toyota OEM kit, huh?
Yep.
Do you remember what the cost was?
It was $50 per axle.
That's pretty for inner and outer boot.
Yep.
That's
and
not
the
bad.
Grease and the
and the grease and clamps. That's not bad. Cheaper than the $1,000 or so for the axle. And what we did to this point, literally just cut the clamps off and pulled the boot back. Had to undo one little circlip.
Indeed.
Right here. So it's basically, this is going to be the reassembly, and the disassembly is going to be easier but in reverse. And we got it all nice and clean. And this is not something we would do if the joint was bad. So the first thing is, if you have a leaking boot, no problem, but you need to make sure the joint is good. It shouldn't make any noise or clunking or clacking, or if you look in and it's got a lot of like dirt looking debris, that would be a no.
All right. Wiggle it around a little bit. Help it get in a little bit.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Gotta love it.
Delicious.
All right, let's see if there's any more toothpaste. That charcoal toothpaste.
Oh, that's how you get your teeth whitened up, huh?
Yeah, however people do that, I guess.
Yeah, you do it.
I don't.
You might.
Maybe one day, but not right now. All right. Now this is going to be our outer boot. Let's get this guy on.
Kind of a bummer because to do the outer boot, you have to undo the inner boot. So by the time you're doing an outer boot, you might as well do both. Plan on doing the whole set. All right, I like not too much grease down there. That's looking good. Thing sounds terrible. You gonna diagnose it for me, right? Very nice. Okay, so you popped it all the way down in the groove.
Looks like it.
And then?
Get the magical crimping tool.
Get it on this side, though. Andres, you do the crimp? Oh, no, Mitchell, you can do it. I could see it from there.
Actually, yeah,
it's up to you.
He has a better angle.
Andres, you're the crimper. You're the crimper. Okay, make sure it's in the groove right there. And then you're going to crimp. Did you guys see the torque spec for this?
No, we didn't.
All right, so we'll come back to that part, but you'll notice this tool has the square drive. So like as tight as you can get it is not nearly tight enough. So we're going to come back and put a breaker bar here. Actually, a breaker bar on the left one and the torque wrench on the right one, and you'll actually pull the torque wrench over to a specific spec, and then that's how you have that one done. Then this upper one, what you're going to do here, get it cleaned up a bit.
Okay, I got this bottom boot cleaned up a bit. Got this one, same deal. Put it down on the groove. Lovely.
All right, maybe a little lower. Let's see.
I heard it.
Oh yeah, I think you're there. Yep. So look, you can just barely notice there's a groove right there. Make sure you're at that groove. Okay, cool.
Yep.
And then this is what I'm going to recommend. Put your heavy part of the clamp about opposite of that one. So spin this around so Andres can get it. See that big clamp going down? This clamp being about a 180 out. Then, yeah, tight as you can, and we're going to come back with the torque wrench. Yeah. All right, good. And then, okay, so this is the inner boot now.
Goodies on here.
Make sure you got your at least that lower clamp on, small clamp.
I popped it in a little bit. There we go. No
And those are not my favorite type. I'm not gonna lie.
Gotta do with whatever Toyota blessed us with.
Okay, so this one's got to go down kind of extra far. Come on over, Russ. You're gonna be on YouTube.
Lovely. All right, she's all seated.
Okay.
A little bit of the grease.
Goopified.
Goopified. What kind of grease is that?
Special.
OEM Toyota.
OEM Toyota.
Made in
CV
Japan.
joint grease.
Yeah, made in, and the outer grease is different than the inner grease. Would you believe it?
Huh. Why not?
Because we can. We have the technology. Always like doing this one because you're really just filling up the boot.
All right, then I'll save some grease for
The joint.
the joint.
I like it.
Squeeze my little.
Okay, and this is the inner tri-pot joint. So this has been all cleaned and inspected, and you're very happy with how it is.
Yep. New
And then
C-clip.
we have a new one. Okay, perfect.
All right. Tap her down.
With the good old meat hammer.
Yep. Gotta be hitting it with that.
You could use the brass hammer if you guys want it.
Could be helpful.
You know the brass hammer?
Check it out.
It's inside. Bring the brass hammer. I think Sergio had it.
Yeah, these are being a little stubborn.
And sometimes what you could do is if you had a socket to fit that
Oh yeah.
that joint, that would be perfect too. It's probably gonna be axle nut socket. If you want to check, see what you got. Otherwise, we'll have the brass hammer in just a second. Well, you could use the dead blow too. Actually, that would be just make sure it's not gonna contact any of the important surfaces.
Okay.
Let's flip it this way.
Oh, that's better.
I like that better. Go for it. Let's have a look. Okay, the problem is it would really need to go this way to actually get it recessed onto the shaft. Yeah, I could feel that moving. More.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're there. You can see the groove. Very nice.
Delicious.
It's groovy.
Very groovy. Get that little clip.
You can get that by hand, huh?
Probably not, but that's why we got these.
And they do actually make another set of pliers for that too.
How handy.
So excellent. Because those snap ring pliers won't work all that well because there's no holes.
Yep.
You can probably rig it up a little though.
I've also seen this. Ooh!
Special. Sorry, I didn't mean to squeeze you. I was just showing off. Look at that. Okay, for you.
I like this.
Those ones are special. Only spread it just as much as it needs to be. We'll do this. Will be team effort. You're close.
A little wider.
Nah, I think let it go. Okay, see, it's pretty much on there. You're just gonna tap it down.
Oh yeah, that side's good.
Okay.
Just go around probably forward a little bit.
Give it the little tappy.
I think a little tappy would make it happy.
Happy tappy.
Happy tap.
Okay, double check it's in the groove all the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look right from the top down.
Indeed.
Okay, you like it, I love it.
I like it. I get some pliers, give her a little squeeze.
Yeah, it looks like it's in there.
Yeah, just, precautions or something.
Just to be thorough.
Nice.
Yep.
She's solid. Alright.
Okay, and then
You bring this. Let's get some greases on the joint.
I think you want to slide that boot up.
Yes.
Mario, that's your job.
Slide the boot up.
Is it up in the groove? Oh, it's in the groove already,
It's
isn't
in the
it?
groove. Okay.
Yep, and the groove is good. And then
lube these wonderful little guys up. Make sure that they're all happy and lubricated.
Yeah. And you know, of course, as you're driving, this grease is going everywhere too. So
Yeah.
it's all going to be greased.
Yep. But got to give it a good head start in life.
Oh, for sure. And then always just empty the whole tube. The more grease, the more better.
I agree.
You like it? TPMS light off?
Yeah.
All set.
all
Okay.
set.
What's up with the noise? Let's look at that crank. Check out the crank bolt.
All right, now I'm gonna fill up this guy with all the lovely grease.
Delicious. Oh, and also, let me show you something. Remember we were talking on the ASC, you'd get a driveline vibration. When you'd accelerate, it would kind of shake.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, you'd feel right here where that trunnion runs up and down, right here in the tripod joint. And if that surface was messed up, right there, this little half round, that's what would give you the vibration. So you just do a good inspection. You guys inspect it and clean this up. It looks good.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, we would just say, hey, it's time to get an axle.
Fill her up.
They would call this the outer race in some ways, or sometimes the tripod, but if you need that, you need an axle.
A little cup of peanut butter.
Delicious.
We're also calling it Kewpie mayo.
I don't know what that is.
It's a Japanese mayonnaise. It comes in a tube similar to this. It's
nothing.
quite good.
Yeah, no kind of mayonnaise is acceptable.
Well, it's better than American mayonnaise.
Which isn't, everything is. That's about the lowest of the low right there. Certainly below dirt.
So you'd rather have dirt as a condiment?
I would rather have some dirt on there, yep.
Delicious.
A little gritty,
A little earthy, as they say.
and a little earthy. Maybe cut a little bit of nitrogen in there.
A little gamey.
Well, it depends on if there's worms.
Yeah, fair enough. No, earthworms. Earthworms in the earth.
All right, and so mainly when we get that joint on there, we get that circlip on there, the next step, this is just gonna slide on and then we just can't forget that clamp, which actually we could put on after. It's not a big deal.
We have that little one down there, so we're good.
We'll just set this one. You wanna use this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just have that one in place just as a demonstration of the best practice. All right, Mr. Chef, let's get it on there.
Cup full of peanut butter.
Okay, and then we're gonna just massage these on here. Yep, get them in place. Check it. Yep.
Why are you not going off? Struggling a little bit.
You can do it. Come on.
Doesn't seem to want. This one doesn't want to seem.
Yeah,
to want.
you gotta get all three of them in there same time. There you go.
Lovely. Love that sound.
So delicious.
Very delicious.
Paper towel? This one's pretty spent, huh?
Yeah.
Clean a little bit right here. I'm gonna be ready for a new one. All right, make sure we get it down in the groove because that's where that clamp's gotta go. Come on, baby. There you go, little sweetheart. All right, and then this last one, we're gonna do this clamp because this clamp's a little different. We gotta grab a different tool, but basically, when you plunge it, that should be ready to go. So there's essentially, minus us just doing the final torque on these boots and setting up these clamps. That's how you overhaul that. Oh, and then there's one last step. It's best practice to do this circlip as well. This is the one that goes in the front diff.
Yep, we installed. This is the new one.
Oh, that's the new one. Okay. Well, there you go.
I use pliers.
Okay, clamp. Different type of clamp. These clamps are a hassle if you ask me. Ooh, the question is, can you get it to that tightest clip?
Indeed. You know what? We're quite close enough yet. So
All right, so if you get it closer with the Phillips, with the needle nose, then you might be able to change over the other ones.
indeed.
You're pretty, there you go.
No need to
There you
use it
go.
at this point.
There you go.
She's nice and toy.
Happy?
Yep.
Okay. And these ones are nice. They're all right. I prefer these, if you ask me. That way you know by the time you crimp this to spec, you know it's tight enough. Now for this one,
Right,
See what you think.
Hammer. Let me get the metal one. I think we have to tap it down a little bit. Just to make it a little bit more secure.
That's good.
Very nice.
And then
This guy.
okay.
So I couldn't quite get it on the other one.
Try to roll it more.
Roll it.
Come from the side, and yeah, try to roll it up like that.
Oh wow, that's
So you're close. You're close. Okay, wait for that, and then you're just gonna push that down, and then when it's down, you gotta close those wings up, which you're probably gonna want the metal. Just knock it down with the metal hammer. Real hammer.
good old ball peen.
Yeah. Okay, and then you can hit right there too.
Nice.
Okay. Now we'll get the torque spec and we'll get the tool on the clamps.
All right.
All right, so this is the rig breaker bar on this one. Torque wrench here, but this varied. I was expecting to have a specific torque spec and it didn't call for that. What it did say on TIS was using the SST, etc., etc., etc. I'll summarize it. That distance of 31 thousandths, this little gap right here should be less than 31 thousandths. You got to go tighter. So go ahead, you guys team effort this. All right, get it tighter. It might take some juice. Okay, what was that torque wrench at, just for reference?
70.
Go higher. Or you can just over torque it, but
You want to go?
that is definitely way over 30 thousandths, so we're definitely gonna need to go tighter than that.
So you want to go like 110?
Sure. Because we don't exactly have a torque spec, we're just gonna go until we bring that down to almost touching.
This is 110.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Just
wow.
keep going tighter. Give it the juice. Quit clicking it, just keep going tighter. Oh, it's spinning it, huh? Try to twist it. Well, that's really about as tight as you can get. So, okay. Let's flip over to the other one.
You got a smaller extension? Yeah.
You think a smaller extension might help? Cool, but that you guys were getting it pretty tight. I would run it. Do this one. Ready? Same rig. In fact, there's technically no reason we need the torque wrench. So what about, do we have another breaker bar?
No.
Grab one from the blue box. We'll do breaker bar, and then all we're really trying to do is close that up. But I don't think you're going to get it as tight as they call for. I don't think it's possible. Because the next line on TIS said don't over tighten it. And you guys, that was tight.
Yeah.
That was really tight.
We can do 150s.
Yeah, but you could do 152 and possibly snap the clamp too.
Delicious.
So it's good. All right, so breaker bar to breaker bar. Beautiful thing. That was tight. You guys are done right there.
Good,
That's all you're gonna get. It's good.
Zing. All right, well, let's do the other
Okay,
one.
we'll just clean it up, and then this axle ready to go.